God says, "My beloved child, listen carefully, because this message is not reaching you by accident. There is something that happened last night that heaven has been watching with deep concern." God is in shock, not because he didn't know it would happen, but because he never expected that you would still be unaware of it today. This is not a moment for delay, not a moment for doubt, and not a time to scroll away. This is your divine call, your moment to pause and open your heart, for what is being revealed now carries a truth that will change everything you thought you knew. Before 9 p.m. tonight, the veil will thin. The truth will surface, and those who are meant to see it will. You are one of them. That's why this message found you. Heaven has been whispering your name since last night. Angels have been standing at the edge of your doorway, watching, waiting, hoping you would sense the strange stillness that fell around your home. Something was shifting, a spiritual energy, powerful yet gentle, was hovering near you. You may have felt it as a chill in the air, a strange dream, a sudden wave of emotion, or a moment of silence that felt like time itself paused. That was not coincidence. That was divine intervention. God says, "My child, I have been watching your heart cry in silence. You have carried questions that you never spoke aloud. You have tried to be strong even when your soul was trembling. Last night, heaven witnessed the breaking point, the moment where your prayers collided with divine action. Something that was hidden in the dark began to unravel. Someone who wronged you, someone who thought they could hide their secrets forever, was exposed before me. That is what happened last night. And today, the angels have been sent to guide you to the truth before it's too late. My child, I saw everything that happened. I saw the betrayal that was concealed behind false smiles. I saw the conversations whispered in the dark. I saw the message that was sent with the intent to harm your peace. I saw the energy that was sent to delay your blessings. But what those people didn't realize was that I was listening. I was watching. I was already preparing a counterplan to rescue you before their plan even took its first breath. Last night, when you were resting or lost in your thoughts, Archangel Michael was at work. He stood guard by your side, sword of light in hand, commanding all negative forces to retreat. He spoke your name before my throne and said, "Father, this one cannot be touched. This one belongs to you." His voice echoed through the heavens, and in that instant, the plans of your enemies began to crumble. Do you know why you felt uneasy last night? Why your heart felt something you couldn't explain? It's because your spirit was sensing what your eyes could not see, a divine battle taking place on your behalf. Heaven fought for you while you slept. Angels stood in formation, not allowing the arrows of envy, deceit, and confusion to reach you. The forces that tried to bring you down last week met divine resistance last night. God says, "I need you to understand that what happened was not small. It was monumental. A curse was broken. A lie was exposed. A hidden truth began to surface. Someone who has been pretending to support you was revealed in the spiritual realm for what they truly are, not your ally, but your lesson. Their mask is falling off now, and by tonight, you will begin to see clear signs. A phone call, a sudden message, a change in tone, something will reveal itself. Do not dismiss it as coincidence. It will be my way of confirming that this message is real. Heaven says, "Hurry, my child." Before 9 p.m. tonight, open your spirit. Do not allow distractions to blind you. Pray, even if it's just for a minute. Whisper, "God, show me what I need to see." And you will. You will see the face behind the lie, the truth behind the illusion, and the reason behind your waiting. God says, "I am not angry with you. I am in shock because even after all the signs, you still doubt how chosen you are. You still think you are ordinary. But if you were, would the forces of darkness have tried so hard to silence you? Would envy chase you the way it has? Would miracles keep brushing against your life only to be delayed by others' interference? You are chosen. You carry light that threatens the shadows. That's why last night was so important. It was the night heaven made a final stand for your destiny. There was someone who mentioned your name last night, not in prayer, but in envy. Their words carried intent, but my shield covered you. I turned their curses into lessons. I turned their whispers into your testimony. I took what was meant for harm and began transforming it into elevation. But I need you to be alert, because tonight, between now and 9 p.m., the truth will reach you in an unexpected way. Someone will slip up. Something will be revealed. And you must be ready to discern. You have asked me, "Lord, why do I feel like I'm losing people?" And I say, because I'm removing those who were attached to your downfall. You thought they loved you, but they loved the version of you they could control. Last night, when I moved in the Spirit, I cut those cords. I separated your energy from theirs. That's why some people will suddenly pull away, or act differently. It's not rejection, it's divine redirection. My child, I am proud of you. Even when you didn't understand why doors were closing, you didn't curse me. You held on to faith. You cried, but you didn't give up. You were misunderstood, yet you stayed kind. Heaven records every act of love you did quietly, every prayer you whispered in tears. And last night, those tears reached their tipping point. They touched my heart in a way that moved heaven into immediate action. Something you've been waiting for, an answer, a sign, a breakthrough, began forming last night. In the unseen, your name was written on a blessing that was previously delayed. Contracts that were stuck are now being loosed. People who ignored your calls are suddenly thinking about you. Someone who once dismissed you will soon reach out with unexpected news. This is not fantasy, this is the ripple effect of what happened last night. God says, "My child, you are not alone. Even when you feel like no one cares, I do. Even when you think no one understands, I do. When your heart breaks silently in the middle of the night, I count your tears and turn them into seeds of miracles. What you don't realize is that your pain is the soil for your next harvest. And that harvest began growing last night. There is a window of time, a sacred spiritual moment, that remains open until 9 p.m. tonight. That's why this message is urgent. If you align yourself with faith, prayer, and gratitude before that time, you will activate something miraculous. Doors that were locked will open. Hidden truths will surface. A peace you haven't felt in years will wash over you. But if you ignore it, if you let fear or disbelief cloud your heart, you will miss this divine synchronization. So listen to me now. Take a moment to breathe. Place your hand on your heart and whisper, God, I'm ready. Because as soon as you do, my angels will begin to move faster. Last night was not random. Heaven recorded the moment that a spiritual contract against you was cancelled. It was an invisible courtroom where justice was served. The people who misused your kindness were exposed. The energy that was draining you was identified and cut off. Even now, Archangel Michael stands near you, ensuring that no residue of that darkness lingers. You may notice little things changing, the air around you feeling lighter, your thoughts becoming clearer, your sleep being more peaceful. These are all signs that the spiritual battle is ending. You are entering restoration. But to complete it, you must choose faith over fear before 9 p.m. God says, my child, you will soon receive a message, perhaps a call, a dream, or a sudden realization, that will explain everything. It will make sense why certain events unfolded the way they did. It will make sense why I allowed the storm. Because in that storm, the truth was purified. Last night, the truth began to rise to the surface, and today, you are being called to see it with spiritual eyes. Do not be afraid when things start shifting quickly. When people you trusted begin revealing their true faces, don't panic. It's part of the exposure. I am cleaning the path for your next chapter. You cannot build a new life surrounded by the same energy that once tried to bury you. That is why I moved last night. That is why you are feeling this pull to read this message right now. It is confirmation that heaven is at work. God says, I am not late. I am precise. My timing is divine. Every delay, every silence, every unanswered question was preparing you for this exact moment. Tonight marks a turning point. You will see signs, repeated numbers, sudden chills, emotional clarity, or even unexpected messages. Each will be my whisper saying, you're aligned. Stay faithful. Do not let the enemy distract you with confusion or fear. Do not question the signs. Trust that what you are feeling is real. Because last night, something in your destiny unlocked. Heaven released a green light on your progress. Archangel Michael and your guardian angels are now pushing away anyone or anything that does not serve your divine purpose. God says, my heart broke when I saw you struggle, but I never left you. I have been walking with you through every storm, and now I am leading you into peace. You must believe that what you prayed for is on its way. You must trust that even though you can't see the full picture, I am working behind the scenes. Before 9 p.m. tonight, take time to pray. Speak your heart to me, even your confusion, your doubts, your fears. I will not reject you. I will comfort you. I will show you what happened last night in ways only your spirit will understand. You may dream it. You may feel it. Or someone may confess it to you unexpectedly. But the truth will reach you, my child, you are safe. Nothing will go wrong. You are divinely protected. Every attempt against you will turn into your promotion. Every lie will turn into your vindication. Every setback will become your setup for glory. This message comes to you as your final reminder before the spiritual window closes. Heaven has done its part. Now you must do yours. Trust me, stay calm, stay faithful, and be ready to receive. God says, I am with you. I have seen what happened. And tonight, before 9 p.m., you will too. Nothing can stop what I have already begun in your life. The truth is coming. The light is winning. And your story is being rewritten in grace. You are safe, my beloved. Trust in me, for I am God, and I never fail. God says, the time you are living in right now is not ordinary. The air around you is trembling with divine movement, and heaven has been whispering your name since last night. God says He has watched what happened, and His heart is heavy because you still don't know what took place in the unseen world while you slept. Something shifted in the spiritual realm, and the truth that has been hidden for so long is now moving toward you like a wave that cannot be stopped. God says this is your last chance to understand what is unfolding before the clock strikes 9 p.m. You must open your heart. Listen carefully, and not ignore this message, because it carries the answer to the confusion that's been surrounding your days. God says that last night, while you were resting, heaven stood still for a moment. There was a gathering of angels and archangels in the higher realms, and your name was spoken with urgency. Archangel Michael was the first to step forward. He looked directly toward earth and said, Father, we cannot wait any longer. The truth must be shown to them tonight. And God agreed. A divine light began to descend toward your life, cutting through every layer of darkness that has tried to hide the truth from you. What you felt as restlessness, what you sensed as strange energy, what you dreamed of, it wasn't random. It was heaven's attempt to reach you. God says He saw what was done in secret, the conversations that were meant to keep you in confusion, the promises made to delay your blessings. Last night, those hidden things came to light before His throne. The veil has been lifted, and the truth that has been buried is rising now. God is deeply moved because you still don't know the full picture, and time is running short. Heaven has already declared that before 9 p.m. tonight, the truth will find its way to you, but you must be spiritually alert. God says, do not be afraid of what is being revealed. Even if it shocks you, know that His hand is upon you. And no force on earth or in spirit can harm you when you walk in faith. You may have felt something strange last night, a sudden chill, a flicker of light, a shift in the air around you. That was the moment God's angels began to move. They surrounded the place where you were and sealed it with protection. God says, you have been living under a cloud of misunderstanding for a long time. People around you, even those you trusted, have not been entirely truthful. Some have spoken your name with doubt, others with envy, and a few with hidden intentions. But God says, I saw it all. Every secret thought, every hidden plan, every quiet deception, they are all known to Him. And last night, He set the process in motion for exposure. That's why heaven is urging you to pay attention now. God says, my child, I do not send warnings without purpose. I do not call your name unless the time is urgent. This is not about fear, it's about awakening. You are being called to see the truth that has been concealed. Heaven has waited patiently for the right moment, and that moment is now. God says that certain energies have been working around you, energies that have been draining your strength, clouding your clarity, and making you question your worth. But as of last night, those energies lost their authority over your life. The chain is broken. The silence that surrounded you is being shattered. And the truth is about to roar like thunder in your spirit. God says, I need you to trust me. I need you to stay calm, even when you hear what is about to be revealed. Because sometimes the truth doesn't come gently, it comes to wake you up. What happened last night was not meant to destroy you, it was meant to free you. The spiritual storm that moved through your life was heaven's way of clearing the path. Every delay, every heartbreak, every unanswered question, God is rearranging it all right now. What you could not understand before will suddenly make sense. Archangel Michael has been standing guard over your name. God says, Michael cried last night because you didn't know what was happening. He pleaded for your awareness, for your eyes to open before it's too late. That's why this message reached you at this exact moment. It's divine timing. God says that something you thought was lost forever, whether it's a relationship, an opportunity, or your peace of mind, is not gone. It's being restored in a form stronger than before. The enemy tried to rewrite your story, but heaven has already corrected the script. God says, my beloved child, I am in deep shock not because I am surprised by what they did, but because you still walk without knowing that I already turned it around. While others were plotting in silence, I was building your escape. While you were doubting your purpose, I was anointing your future. You thought you were forgotten, but you were being hidden for divine protection. The delay was never denial, it was preparation. What happened last night was the moment the preparation turned into manifestation. Someone who once spoke against you has now faced divine correction. God says that justice is unfolding behind the scenes, even if you cannot see it yet. The same people who doubted you will soon witness the truth with their own eyes. God says that before 9 p.m., a sign will come to you, something small yet undeniable. It may be a message, a number, a sudden call, or a feeling that stops you in your tracks. When it happens, know that it is heaven's confirmation that the truth has been revealed. God says you must not let fear cloud your heart. Remember, no weapon formed against you will prosper. What was meant to make you cry will make you rise. What was designed to break you will become the foundation of your strength. The forces that moved against you last night were seen and defeated. God says, do not fight this battle alone. I have already assigned angels to handle what your eyes cannot see. All you need to do now is stand in faith. There is something sacred about the time between now and 9 p.m. Heaven calls it the window of awakening. During this time, every prayer you whisper will carry triple power. Every thought you direct toward light will manifest quickly. God says, use this time wisely. Speak life, speak victory, speak truth. Do not let doubt enter your heart. Your energy determines what gets unlocked. God says that someone who tried to hide something from you will soon be forced to confess. Not because they choose to, but because divine truth cannot be suppressed anymore. What is coming to you is revelation, not rumor, not imagination, but pure truth that has been recorded in heaven's book. It will explain why certain people acted the way they did, why things were delayed, and why you were feeling watched even in silence. God says that last night, when the truth was brought before His throne, He made a decision: no more secrets. That's why the energy around you feels heavy today. It's the weight of revelation preparing to fall. Heaven is aligning every event, every person, and every sign to bring clarity to you. God says you will not have to search for the truth will find you. You may feel anxious, but God says, do not fear what is coming. Fear the silence of ignoring my message. Because when heaven moves, it moves with purpose. The reason this message found you is because your soul called out for understanding, and heaven answered. God says, I am guiding you toward peace, not chaos. But peace cannot come until truth stands in full light. Heavenly messengers are at work right now. They are touching hearts, unlocking memories, and stirring confessions. Someone who thought they could bury the truth is losing their strength. The spiritual walls they built are crumbling. You are about to see how powerful God's justice truly is. What was hidden for years will surface in hours. God says, my child, you will not be punished for seeking the truth. You will be rewarded for enduring the lies. Your faith through confusion has been noted in heaven. Every tear, every prayer, every moment you wanted to give up, He saw it all. And last night, heaven decided it was enough. The season of silent suffering has ended. The time for divine clarity has come. As the clock approaches 9 p.m., God says, be ready. Keep your heart open and your spirit still. A revelation is coming that will shift your path forever. You will no longer walk in uncertainty. You will no longer wonder who is for you and who is against you. God says, I will show you everything. But I need you to be strong enough to see it. Do not ignore this message. Do not brush it aside as coincidence. God says, I arranged this moment so that your eyes could see, your ears could hear, and your heart could understand that I am not distant. I am with you. Everything that happened last night was the beginning of your breakthrough. The truth is no longer a secret, it's a promise unfolding before your very eyes. God says, you are safe. You are protected. You are chosen. Trust Him now. Pray from your heart, and thank Him for revealing what God says, my beloved child. I am watching you with tears in my eyes tonight because you still do not know what truly happened last night. Heaven shook when it took place, angels trembled, and Archangel Michael looked toward the earth in silence, unable to believe what he saw. The truth that is waiting for you right now is not something small, it is something that will change everything you thought you knew. I am calling to you in this very moment because the time is running short. Before 9 p.m. tonight, you must open your heart, listen, and understand, because after this hour passes, the door to this truth will begin to close, and only those who believed early will see what I am revealing. Last night, when you were resting, something was written in the spiritual realm about your destiny. I saw the shadows gather around your name, whispering words that were never meant to be heard by you. They tried to hide something from you, something that involves a major change that is already happening in your life. Angels were sent to guard your home, and one of them stood at the foot of your bed, watching over you. He carried in his hand a sealed letter of light, and within it was the truth about what happened last night, a truth that the world tried to bury. But now I am uncovering it before you, because you are my chosen one, and I cannot allow you to remain blind any longer. My child, I know that lately you have felt confusion, sudden emotions, and moments where your heart felt heavy without knowing why. That is because your spirit sensed what your eyes did not see. Something divine was exposed last night, something involving your destiny, your relationships, and the plan I have prepared for you. You are being protected from a danger that tried to cross into your path. The reason you are reading this message right now is because heaven intervened to make sure you received it in time. When the clock struck midnight, the gates of spiritual judgment opened. I saw the deeds of many being weighed, and those who tried to harm you were finally seen for who they truly are. Last night, the truth about their actions reached heaven's courtroom, and Archangel Michael stood in your defense. He lifted his sword of blue flame and declared your name before me, saying, Father, no more delay, reveal to them what has been hidden. And I, the Lord, agreed. That is why you are being called right now to know what really happened. Someone tried to speak false words about you, to use your kindness and innocence against you. They thought you would never find out. But my spirit hovered over your life, and their plans fell apart. Last night, a powerful reversal began. What was meant for your harm is now turning into your blessing. But you must be aware, This truth will only be revealed to you if you open your heart in complete trust and surrender. If you hesitate, the opportunity to know the whole truth will slip away before 9 p.m. My dear one, I need you to understand that this is not a random moment. This message is a direct link between heaven and your soul. I have been sending you signs, the sudden chills, the repeated numbers, the songs that play with the same words that mirror your feelings, the dreams that wake you up in the middle of the night. All of it was me trying to tell you that something extraordinary was happening behind the scenes. You were not imagining it. Last night, your destiny took a divine turn. I saw a breakthrough being written for you. You have been praying for answers, asking me, Lord, when will I finally know the truth? When will I see the justice I deserve? And my child, the answer began last night. The person or situation that was blocking your path was finally confronted by the light. A confession was made in the spiritual realm. What was hidden is now coming into the open. Archangel Michael himself intervened because he could not bear to see you being deceived any longer. When he descended into the situation, his presence caused the darkness to tremble. The one who was pretending, the one who was wearing a mask around you, was exposed before the heavenly council. They can no longer hide. Every lie spoken about you has been recorded, and divine justice has already started moving in your favor. Do not be afraid of what I am showing you. You are safe under my divine protection. Nothing will harm you. I am with you in every breath, every heartbeat. The only thing I need from you now is trust. You must pray to me tonight with a sincere heart. Speak my name and ask me to reveal the truth fully before 9 p.m. When you do this, I will open your spiritual eyes. You will feel a strong sensation, like warmth flowing through your chest or sudden calmness after the storm. That is the confirmation that I am touching your soul and lifting the veil that has been hiding what you need to know. You are not crazy for feeling like something was different last night. Heaven moved on your behalf. The ones who doubted you will soon be astonished, because they will see a sudden change in your life that cannot be explained by human means. The blessings that were delayed are now coming toward you faster than ever. The truth that was covered with lies is about to shine in broad daylight, but I must warn you, there is one last test before the full revelation comes. You will face distractions today. People may try to reach you, to disturb your peace, to keep you from praying or reading this message again. That is not by accident. Darkness knows that once you understand what happened last night, its control over your emotions will end. That is why you must stay calm, stay centered in faith, and not be moved by fear or confusion. You are surrounded by light. My angels are working right now. They are rearranging events, moving people, and preparing the right moment for you to see everything clearly. If you feel a sudden urge to cry, do not hold it back. That is my spirit cleansing your heart. If you feel warmth or see flashes of light in your room, that is Michael confirming that he is near. You may ask, God, what exactly happened last night? My child, Someone made a decision about you that they thought would go unnoticed. It could have been spoken words, written intentions, or actions taken in secrecy. But nothing is hidden from me. Their decision triggered a spiritual chain reaction. Instead of harming you, it brought your name before my throne, and now your life is being rewritten with favor. This is your season of revelation. The truth that was denied to you will no longer be withheld. Before the clock strikes 9 p.m., I will send a sign. It may come as a message, a dream, or an unexpected call, but it will carry a sense of divine clarity. You will feel peace mixed with awe, and you will know it is me. When that happens, thank me immediately. Speak aloud and say, "Thank you, God, for showing me the truth." That simple act of gratitude will unlock even greater miracles. You are not alone in this. The heavens have been preparing this moment for a long time. Even the struggles and delays you faced in the past were part of aligning you for this revelation. You were being purified, strengthened, and trained to carry divine truth with grace. Many would not have survived what you endured, but you did, because my hand never left you. Now it is your moment to awaken. The truth about your destiny, about the ones connected to you, and about your future path is standing before you. Do not delay, my beloved. Open your heart fully before 9 p.m. Pray. Sit in silence. Listen within. I will whisper to your soul what I want you to know, and when you discover it, do not fear. What may seem shocking at first will ultimately be your liberation. I am setting you free from illusions, false promises, and the emotional chains that once kept you in confusion. You will feel a new strength rising within you. The kind of strength that only comes from knowing divine truth. Archangel Michael stands ready beside you now. He holds his sword of light not for battle but for protection. He says to you, "Do not be afraid. The time has come. The truth will not harm you, it will heal you. You are loved, chosen, and guarded. Nothing that happened last night can defeat the destiny written by God Himself. My child, remember these words. Every moment of your life from this night forward will begin to shift. Miracles that once felt distant will start appearing in small but undeniable ways. People will suddenly speak truth without realizing why. Hidden documents, confessions, and memories will surface. The light will bring everything into view. This is your divine moment of awakening. Do not let fear or doubt steal it from you. I am with you. I have always been with you. No evil, no betrayal, no darkness can overpower the one who trusts me completely. So breathe deeply, calm your mind, and know that by reading this, you have already stepped into divine revelation. Before 9 p.m. tonight, sit quietly, close your eyes, and say, "God, reveal to me what happened last night." Then listen, not with your ears but with your spirit. You will know when the truth arrives. It will feel like the final piece of a long-lost puzzle falling into place. And when it does, peace will flood your heart. And you will finally understand why I said, you were meant to see this message today. I am your God, and I will always protect you. You are safe. You are loved. And tonight, you will know the truth. God says, He is in deep shock because only you still don't know what happened last night. Heaven trembled when it happened, and yet you slept, unaware that something in the invisible world shifted in your favor. God says, you must not ignore this message, because the truth that was hidden from you for so long is finally ready to be revealed. What occurred last night was not an ordinary event, it was the breaking of a divine seal that held back your destiny for years. The angels moved in silence. The heavens glowed for a brief moment, and your name was whispered before the throne of the Almighty. God says, He cannot wait any longer for you to know. This is your final chance to understand what happened before it's too late. Last night, when darkness covered the earth, a divine council gathered in the highest realm. The angels stood in a circle of light, and Archangel Michael held a golden scroll in his hand. That scroll had your name written in fire. For years, that scroll was sealed because certain forces, dark and deceptive, did not want you to receive what was written inside it. But God said, it is time. At that command, thunder rolled across the spiritual sky. Michael lifted his sword. The same sword that defeated evil from the beginning of time, and he broke the seal. When the seal broke, your entire spiritual timeline began to realign. The delays that held your blessings captive began to dissolve. The tears you cried in secret were gathered and turned into light. The prayers you thought were ignored were suddenly heard in the voice of heaven's wind. God says, this is not a coincidence. What happened last night was for you, and you alone. You were chosen long before you were born to witness this unfolding. While you were asleep, something supernatural visited your home. A soft golden light passed through your room, and the angels stood guard by your bed. Michael spoke your name 3 times in the spiritual realm, commanding that every curse, every chain, every unseen blockage tied to your destiny must now break. And at that moment, something broke in the unseen world, a spell of delay, a web of confusion, a heavy energy that kept you from rising. That's why God is in deep shock that you still don't know. Because in heaven, your name has already been declared free. God says, you must hurry to understand this truth. You cannot delay any longer, because by 9 p.m. tonight, the spiritual gates that were open for you will begin to close again, sealing your fate based on what you choose. If you choose faith, prayer, and obedience, everything that was stolen from you will begin to return in miraculous ways. But if you stay silent and unaware, the forces that tried to keep you ignorant will attempt to reclaim what they lost. That's why God says this is your last chance to know the whole truth before it's too late. The truth is this: last night, a divine exchange took place. Something that was never meant for you, a burden, a lie, a betrayal, was lifted off your shoulders. And in its place, God placed a garment of power and favor. There were people who plotted secretly against your name. There were voices speaking false things about you in places you couldn't hear. But God heard them. And when the hour struck midnight, He said, "Enough." Lightning flashed across the spiritual dimension. And every hidden conversation about you was exposed before the angels. Michael recorded each lie and burned it in the holy fire, so that nothing spoken against you will ever have authority again. You wonder why things have felt strange today. That heaviness in your chest, that sudden feeling of calm mixed with confusion, it's because your spirit senses that something has changed, even if your mind hasn't caught up yet. God says, it's because your spiritual name was restored last night. The name the enemy tried to twist or erase has been rewritten in divine light. You are now recognized in heaven as who you truly are, a chosen one, a carrier of divine purpose, a soul whose destiny cannot be stolen anymore. God says, you need to understand how serious this is. There was a woman in your circle who knew more than she should have. She tried to manipulate events around you using fear and illusion. For a long time, she succeeded in keeping you distracted from your path. But last night, her influence